Judge, Mr. Paulson will be entering no contest plea this afternoon. It will be as charged. The terms of the plea: adjudication of guilt, 11 months, 29 days in Okaloosa County Jail. Credit for time served. There's $615 in court costs, $150 in defense costs. All counts to run concurrent. If I may approach the signed plea form, Mr. Court.
Granted. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Now, you heard what Mr. Koch said, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you?
48,
How much education do you have?
high school diploma.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
And did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read in the plea form what Mr. Koch just announced to me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're pleading no contest?
Yes, sir.
And by pleading no contest, I understand you to say that you believe the state has the evidence necessary to find you guilty, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by making this plea, you're waiving the right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, sir.
You'll be adjudicated guilty, be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in the county jail, credit for all time served, with the fees and costs were announced. So were they correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
And all counts to run concurrent. How much time do you need to get those fees and costs paid after your release?
6 months.
Okay. All right. Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
Court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Step over this place, sir.
Judge, this is Mr. Lloyd Poole, 24 CF 434, Your Honor. Just to update the case, this was my client did not get the second evaluation completed, so ultimately there was a capias. He was arrested. Mr. McDonald was at the jail yesterday, conducted that evaluation. Of course, we got to wait for the report. I'm asking to set this on the 11/12 docket, but of course, when we get the report back, we can further advance it.
Your Honor, if I may, if you have a second.
Well, talk to your lawyer before you talk to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost always a bad idea for a defendant to speak in court.
Yes, sir. I understand
Particularly when I've
sometimes.
just heard your lawyer indicate that he doesn't believe it's in your best interest to do so. Anything you say can be used against you. The state attorney's present. There's a recording being made.
Yes, sir.
Anything you say can be used against you in the prosecution of anything, whether it's the underlying crime or anything else that may be involved. Do you still wish to speak to the court?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. You understand that whatever you say can be used against you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was abiding by pretrial stipulations, sir, to the best of my ability. I had approval from Gabrielle Valencia. I believe I said her last name a little bit wrong, but she was my direct supervisor. I wasn't on supervision. It was just pretrial. She refers to me as the client. I was down in Miami with approval from her, collecting core samples for a company known as Concorr, C-O-N-C-O-R-R. And they do structural integrity tests on infrastructure around the world. I've just secured this form of employment. I have 2 other forms of employment. Falker's Pub, I work for Mr. Judd and Mrs. Julie over there, and I work for Labor Finders. And I do several construction sites around Fort Walton and Okaloosa County area. also in conjunction with working for Concord. I was underneath the Julia Tuttle Bridge collecting core samples when I contacted Thomas Koch's assistant. Her exact words were, "The state attorney tried to bullshit paperwork past you, sir." She stated that I failed to appear at a court date that they scheduled for the day of that they were scheduling it, and I was not made privy to any knowledge that there was a court date. After that, I returned to Okaloosa County, and I was apprehended at Eglin Main Gate while I was describing the entirety of the situation to an on-shift Eglin security. I've requested several FOA agreements for recording in this proceeding so that everyone has enough data to understand the entirety of this situation. There's possible AHIs, anomalous health incidences, with my stepdad, myself, and hopefully not my mom. And I'm just becoming aware of this stuff. My further in my education. Mr. Koch.
I'll let you finish.
I'm finished for today.
Well, all right. And Mr. Koch, your request is to do what at this point?
Continue it to the 11/12 so we get that report. Dr. McDonald, of course, we can advance it further when we get that report if need be, but that's my request, Judge.
Okay.
Is there any
State?
potential that I might be able to be released today? Back
Negative.
on pretrial?
Negative. Not today.
That's ultimately up to the judge.
We're not going to
Can we put that forward to him?
We're not discussing that today. We're waiting on the report, and that's what we're doing first.
Well, let me explain to you. I can't make a decision on a bond without a proper notice to the state attorney unless the state attorney consents. You're currently bond revoked based upon the state attorney's motion for two separate reasons, which the court granted. So that will require a formal bond motion and notice and hearing to the state unless the state consents to hear a bond motion without proper notice. If they don't consent, I won't hear it because it's against the rules.
So,
Okay, so,
well, my understanding, and I know I'm undereducated in this courtroom, is that the state has behaved illegally in processing my paperwork. There's also further evidence on my prior criminal record. There's also wrongful incarceration where I was held over my time, where I did in excess of 100% of my time
in this case,
in my past cases.
what does that have to do with this case?
I've made several sheriff department complaints that have never been followed up on preceding any of these court processes.
What does that have to
or
do with this
detentions.
case?
It's the entire severity of the situation, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, now, Mr. Koch can advise you on what is relevant, which in Florida, relevance means it's both factually relevant and legally relevant to the issues involved. None of that is legally relevant to the issues involved in this case. So we'll set it on 11/12. The evaluations are pending, and we'll go forward from there.
Yes, sir.
All right, good day.
Terry Price, P-R-I-C-E. Price.
Judge, this is Mr. Terry Price Jr. We're here on two case numbers, 24 CF 1926 and 25 CF 254. If I may have a brief moment first.
You may, sir.
Judge, both case numbers as charged will be a change of plea and no contest. This is going to be a withhold of adjudication, 3 years of standard probation. There's the $40 per month cost supervision. Court costs in the amount of $1,030, $250 in defense costs. Restitution to the Family Dollar, it's $180.15. There's 24 hours of community service, no contact with Jonathan Higgins, and no return to the Family Dollar located at 913 North Beale Parkway, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And also during the terms, I did put the restitution with the address. Do you want a quick question for me privately? Judge, if I have a brief moment.
Yes.
No, that's fine. Judge, we went over this offer yesterday. I'm requesting we could put this on Monday's docket for plea or continuance.
Sure. I mean, so the defendant believes they need a little more time to review that and understand and have any additional questions?
Exactly, Judge.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. It got to be freely and voluntarily entered into, and so that's fine.
So I'll keep the plea form and the score sheet, and we can talk further privately.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Next will be Benjamin Racer, R-A-S-E-R.
Judge, this is Mr. Benjamin Razor in 23 CF 1918. If I could just have a brief moment.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I first want to indicate that we did receive the signed order finding my client competent to proceed, and that was e-filed on August 21st. Moving forward in this case, we're requesting the 11-12 to set depositions, and currently my client does score 196.5 months, and this was Ms. Sandler's case. Originally, we were discussing possibly a 15-year offer, but we're asking for the 11-12 date. And that being said, do you further want to discuss anything with the judge?
Yes, I was told, may I speak?
Well, yes, sir. It's generally always a bad idea for a defendant to speak in court, particularly when their lawyer is saying that they shouldn't, because you could say something that could implicate you or could assist the state in prosecuting you, not simply because you don't understand all the rules and that apply. And so if your lawyer is telling you not to speak, you should probably take your lawyer's advice and not speak. Is that what your lawyer told you?
That's what he stated, but I'm certain that what I have to speak wouldn't be contrary to my betterment.
Mr. Razor?
Has your attorney advised you not to make any statements?
He did, I just wanted a record to be noted on file. Case number 462011, CF 000346. That's the reason why I came down here to start a federal civil suit from the misrepresentation of civil criminal conflict attorney Tim Wheatley. I also have other numerous things I could talk about, but I don't know if they have to wait for a trial.
Okay. But that will be something that you need to raise with your lawyer and explain to your lawyer how that might be relevant to the prosecution and or the defense in this case. And your lawyer can help you with that. Okay? All right. Matter will be continued.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. Judge, this is last name Richardson, first name Alexis, and 24 CF 1276. Judge, if I may approach with this, it's a signed DPA agreement by myself, Mr. Snell, and my client.
Yes, sir. All right, very good. Thank you.
And Your Honor, with that being signed, can the minutes reflect that my client will be released on these charges?
Yes.
State? Yes, sir. So reflected in the minutes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Judge.
Good day.
You're released like we talked about yesterday on my charges, so you can bond that one. All right. Thanks, Ms. Richardson.
And let's just take a comfort break at this point, okay? All right.
Yes, Judge.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
All rise.
I'm Wanda Ross. The residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.